Okay, so let's go to one. No, I can't take you to one yet. You still have not mastered. You haven't even really even opened your mind up yet to zero to even understand it. So let's go into the second phase of it. Real quick too, real quick. We're gonna be dropping these seeds real quick and it's I might drop 3 to 4 minutes worth of information and you can get like 8 hours out of it once you go into your meditations and stuff and your studies today and start to decode it. I'm here to just give you keys every day or every few days and then you go in your studies and you make it what you want to make it for yourself. But I'll say this, there zero is a folder or an aspect of our reality that we have not yet tapped into all the way because we don't understand it. There's only certain star groups and certain ancestral groups that understand Z. Like, shout out to the Aztecs. Like, the Aztecs, they understand Z because to understand it, you have to understand 3 degrees, 3 different degrees. There's the source or 0 point, of which there's nothing on Earth that is 0 point. There's nothing here that's 0 point, meaning that everything here has been cloned or some kind of way grafted or duplicated some kind of way to get here, transported even to get here, and this will put you into more of an X folder. So that's the second degree, or the second degree to Z. Z would be the first degree. Then the X, you would say, well, the X, that's a different number. That has nothing to do with Z. It actually does, believe it or not, because the X, there's 24 hours in a day. There's 24 different species it took to create to get you here, which is represented by the X. So in order to understand the X, you have to first understand time. And if you want to back engineer or go back into zero, and people may not understand this, you're going to have to experiment with some form of an X technology that is not destructive to your DNA, like some. And I don't want to use the term drug, but some type of something that enhances your reality that you weren't born with. Or if you were born with it, it enhances your reality when you intake it, like a herb or something. And there's different, some people get into whatever they get into. I'm not going to name all the different ways that you can take in psychedelics, but the bottom line is that you're going to have to, you're going to have to enhance your reality to really totally get back into zero, because to get into zero is to get back into the source of the beginning before you were in this body. See, the thing is that before you really incarnated fully into this body, you existed more on a DNA level. And that's what people don't understand. You existed, like your DNA has a record to it and memory in it, actually, that's not connected to your physical body. So you don't know anything about yourself because you have not tapped into your DNA level. So in order to do that, you got to go through these degrees so that you go through X. So this is when you take on some form of an experiment, and you'll understand this more when I talk about the number one in certain degrees. I'm going to talk about the number one, in future videos. But so you don't understand it because you have to get into the X part of your DNA by tapping into some form of a psychedelic or something that enhances your reality. Now, if you're not ready for this, some people need a shaman or some form of a guru to walk them through this. I'm going to point that out because you may not be ready for this. Like, what I mean by ready is that you may not be able to control your body, and you may allow the drug or whatever it is to take you into a different realm, and you may not really get the lessons that you need to get because you needed some guide or some shaman. Like some people, when they do ayahuasca, that's a good form of leaving the body, because I don't think that, from my studies, I'm going to keep studying it because I'm going to make a lot of videos talking about drugs, but I want to talk about it for real, like, and break it down the way a doctor should. And when I teach about that, I'm going to talk about ayahuasca, but from what I know, ayahuasca does not mess with the DNA. Like some forms of PCP and stuff like that messes with the DNA, because the DNA that we have has been back engineered and messed up already. So you got to first realign your DNA, and then when you realign your DNA, you got to make sure that you don't ingest certain things that are destructive to the DNA, and if you do, you have to do certain rituals to cleanse that, even. So we'll talk about all of that. It's a lot. And then the last degree, because, I don't have a lot of time, on this, still talking about Z, is going into V, actually. V. Number 22 is what it's corresponded by. And V is a part of our reality that actually breaks down into understanding the double K. The double K. In order to understand V, when you add two Ks together, which is the 11th vibration, like the Kabbalah has, the tree supposedly has 11 levels. Well, some people that overstand the Kabbalah knows that it has 11 levels to it. If you overstand it, and you add these together, that's 22. So that's going into the V aspect because 11 has a V in it as well. See, this is the gateways to get you up to Z. This is important. They use this in commercial codes and stuff like that too. And all of these levels have different values attached to them. So V is like going to understanding V, you have to understand, go through the woman. She has what? A vagina. Did you know that her vagina, just like your phallus is used, it can be used in commerce. Did you know her vagina it has to be actually, not just can be, but has to be used in commerce if you want to get out of this experiment. That's right. You can't even make it through. That's what I'm saying. See, we're stuck really in Z if you really start overstanding it. Until we master Kundalini, the tantric arts, and stuff like that, we're going to be stuck in Z. And once we finally master that, then we'll move into what I talk about the number 1. But there's different levels to Z. On the next one, I'm going to talk about the number 8. I may go into this a little bit more, hopefully on the next one. I don't want to say the next one because you never know where spirit may lead me on the next segment. But hopefully on the next segment, I'm going to talk about the number 8 because that's a part of zero as well. But you see, people don't know this stuff. See, there's an infinite part of zero that we don't understand. And that's what I'll talk about in future episodes and in coming episodes. So take that knowledge that I gave you. I know I kind of like jumped out because I want to go ahead and let that soak in on you. I think that's enough for today or for this morning. And, go ahead and take you a little coffee or something before you get out and about and just think over these things, man, because we're going to move into 1. We're not ready for 1 until we totally master the Z aspect and everything that I'm breaking down. So, thankful to go ahead and put some money down. We got a room now, so people been coming on the comments talking about I'm homeless and all of this and that. And yeah, I am borderline homeless, but guess what? I got an agreement. I mean, it's been working. I mean, it's a lot of hate, but it's still working right now with some people to where I'm paying by the day now through airtime and through these videos. So it's important that you support these videos, and I appreciate it. And I know I haven't had a lot of time to get into deep readings, but we're doing so much with these videos and it's working, and I just want to keep this going. So master that Z as always. Stay vigilant. Hotep, namaste, wadu, good vibes. Irie.